Right, so today I'm going to show you how to use or operate a Stanley knife. So you can see on the packaging here is 180 degrees flush with the packaging or 90 degrees flush with myself, but this is not how you install it. You install it at 180 degrees displacement or leverage from the Stanley knife itself, and the black plastic mechanism there ensures that the blade is released. So we're going to unscrew the other side of the knife. Do not install it perpendicular to yourself. This is for ambience purposes. That mechanism there wouldn't rotate. You need to install it at 180 degrees displacement, like I'll be showing you pretty soon. So basically, don't install it as your conventional knife. Install it as, as a flick open knife. So installing it this way could jam the black plastic release lever, and that's because you haven't got a rotational mechanism there to work the blade in this position. So we are gonna install it in the opposite direction. We can play around with the mechanism in here. It's pretty simple, and we're just gonna play around with it, to take out everything, because the black mechanism is quite stiff now. It wouldn't move, so we'll take it out and reinstall it again, and show you the correct way to install your blades. So mind you, you've got a pair of blades, so if one goes drab or dull, you can interchange it and get the more sharper one at the front end. So basically we're gonna install the long range plastic mechanism here, but because you've got this spring release mechanism extended at full length, it wouldn't just sit in the metal casing, so you'd have to you know get the spring out a little bit and use your screwdriver to push it into position back into the slot. And that's why it's important that you install your blades in the correct location. Otherwise your plastic mechanism may get jammed, and you'd need to go through this process. But I'll show you the correct way to install your blades in a jiffy. So this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, rather than let the spring shoot out a little bit underneath, I would rather get the spring on the other end, facing upwards, slightly out, so that I can use my screwdriver to push it in. Okay. And this is what I mean here. You can see the spring protruding out at top end rather than at bottom end. So I just get my screwdriver to flick the spring back into position. Okay. So hopefully we've taken care of the stiffness or the jam of the release mechanism, and we can proceed to install our blade. So this is how you should install it. Okay, once you flick open the other end of the metal component, fit the spare blade into position just like you can see here. Okay, then you put the other blade in this position here, just right at the top, but rather than facing north, it faces south. Okay, so that it fits perfectly into the groove and the design mechanism, and you allow leeway or some space, so that when you want to flick the blade open, you can clench your two fingers, your two thumbs in there, and just flick it open whilst you release the mechanism, the black plastic mechanism beneath. So get the other metal part of the blade into position, so that you can clearly see the screw slot. Fit the screw in and screw it in, but ensuring that this blade on the other end isn't 100% into the sandwich parts of the two metal components. Just so you can see the blade is sticking out a little bit in between my fingers. Okay, ensure that you haven't made it too tight, otherwise you wouldn't be able to get the blade out of the sandwiched metal parts whilst you release the black mechanism. So I'll show you what I mean here. So you just don't get it too tight. Okay, and you can see it's a bit too tight, so I've tightened it too hard, so I'd have to release the screw maybe 2 turns or 1 turn, just to give it room to move without maximum friction. So unscrew it a little bit, and you can see, be very careful so that you don't hurt yourself. Just it's a trial and error. Just keep testing till it's appropriately free to move. And when it gets to this maximum displacement, make sure that you tighten it too as well, so that your blade isn't flicking over or overboard past the 90-degree mark, which is around there. So just make sure that you're and when you're done using the blade, make sure you tighten the screw, just two more turns or one more turn, just in case you've got kids moving around on the property. You don't want them playing with this kind of knife, so just make sure you keep it quite secure. And that's about it really. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share if you found the video useful, and hopefully catch up with you soon with more upcoming videos.